Alien Michaels are here as our undeniable artists this week, and I've been trying to go through different songs and kind of use those as the talking points of the conversation, because a lot of people are hearing you maybe for the first time through the show, hopefully.
Yeah.
And they're catching on to these songs, and so I think that just sort of reinforces what we're hearing on the show. Drink About You is one of the songs that always stands out to me because it's such a natural, I'm kind of surprised that I haven't heard this song before. It feels like one of those songs that must have been written 50 years ago. And that, you know what I mean? And
thanks, man.
Yeah, but it's awesome. And it made me wonder, A, what your drink of choice is when you go out on a bad night or something like that. What do you drink, Shannon?
I'm a wine person, so
Red or white?
If I'm having a bad night, red.
Okay.
And just like a normal night, white.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's good for you to know,
So-
probably, right?
yeah.
He's like, uh-oh.
Red
it's
or
red.
I mean, usually, I'm pretty mellow, so usually it's like a Pinot Noir, that type of thing. If I'm having a bad night, it's like Jägermeister, Jäger bombs all day.
Right. Have you guys gone into the back of your relationships past, before y'all met or were married, and told each other about the worst dates you've ever been on?
Yes.
Great, so you might know
Past relationships, yes, all that. Which is kind of what we agreed to when we got married and started the relationship. Separately from just the duo, is that we were we can't just write positive love songs. We love sad songs, we love breakup songs. We have to be able to write about every type of relationship. So that's kind of where Drinking About You came
Do you have moments that stand out as the worst date? Thank God you found Ryan.
Yes. Multiple.
People will eat them up. You can tell 100 horrible date stories if you want to.
Oh my gosh.
We all love hearing about bad dates. That's why we watch The
You have
Bachelor.
some really
I got slapped without cause, I feel. But I'll get to he asked you first. Isn't that a cornfield?
Yes, someone once, so I met this guy in a doctor's office, which was, he was the assistant doctor, and he asked me out, which was probably not
Legal?
Yeah, the ethical or at least.
But I was
Who is this guy?
okay,
What's his name?
he's cute, all right, he's a doctor, I just moved to Nashville, and he's we should go to a cornfield. Have you ever been to a cornfield? I was that sounds fun, okay.
Or a murder.
I'm he's a doctor, he can't be that creepy, Although he did ask me out, when I was,
Doctor can't be that
in the
creepy. Do you watch the
office.
news at all? It's awful.
So we go to this cornfield, and he asked about going in the daytime, so that made me feel a little better.
Is it an actual just cornfield, or is it a Halloween thing?
So it was a regular cornfield. This was in June.
Okay.
And we show up, and the corn went up to your knees, and we're walking around. He's so let's just walk around the cornfield. I'm I was expecting, some cool maze or something. And so we're just walking around this knee-length cornfield, and it was just really, there was, I don't know, the whole thing.
I would be
felt
so
creepy.
glad the corn wasn't taller.
Yeah.
I feel the second I disappeared in it, no one ever heard
But it was safe because he was a doctor.
Yeah.
And it was a little
Right,
creepy. Yeah.
All right.
And looking back, it was creepier than, but that was the last time I ever
Even
had
I'm now happy you found Ryan,
Yeah.
in a
I know.
fundamental way. Thank God.
I think it's good.
You're making bad decisions.
I know, dude. Super The Shining-ish.
Yeah. Did you go to the doctor again after that?
No, I
Did you have to-
changed doctors.
That's a good call.
Immediately.
Okay.
That's a good call.
Ryan, it seems obvious you lucked out finding Shannon, but what
That is obvious.
In your past, what dates have led you to go, thank God I found her?
I would say overall, we're both very open-minded, we're from California, all that stuff. One of the things that stands out to me when I first came to Nashville, I'm big on diversity and all different types of people. I find that really interesting. And so I went out with a girl from Mississippi, and that was really interesting to me. I'm she's from somewhere totally different than where I grew up, but I found that fascinating. And we had a nice time, and at the end of the date, she brought up religion, and I do that I believe we're all the same and all that, so it doesn't matter. But I said, well, I grew up, my grandparents were Jewish, and so that was my and she was kind of freaked out by that, and so I was well, I don't want to be confrontational. I was but Jesus was Jewish, and she's just boom, and she's don't you ever say that about Jesus. And I was
he literally was Jewish.
And so I was so confused, and I was
Me too.
oh my God, I was my grandpa told me wrong because I heard that Jesus was Jewish, so I was trying to relate to her,
Right.
and so she ran off and she was crying, and I was like, oh my God, this is kind of confusing to me because I never.
Now you gotta go double check.
I
the
didn't know
facts.
Jesus wasn't Jew. I just thought that's something that was true. I didn't know, all that stuff. And so next day, she comes knocking on my door, and she's like crying, and she's like, I talked to my mom, and I told her that I slapped you because you said Jesus was a Jew. And she said, didn't you know that?
Huh. So how were the next dates after that?
Yeah.
I mean, and things kind of
Fizzled.
Yeah.
Did you go on more dates for real?
I mean,
I feel like one slaps my limit.
He's like, I was lonely.
Yeah.
I mean, it was college, and you
Trying
always
to
do
see the
things,
town.
but
Yeah.
but that kind of, it kind of killed the vibe. I'd say, yeah.
Well, I'm glad you found each other.
Yeah, yes, we found each other. Shannon's open-minded. It's all good. She only slaps me like once a week.
Yeah.
But deserved.
Never about
probably.
Well,
religion.
I'm confident that it is.
There we go.